Welcome back here on the CCL Bravo stream. And, it is the Bravo stream, but we might just have to call it the official UT Dallas stream because for the third time in a row,
Uh,
UT Dallas will be here on the Bravo stream. We saw them lose 0-3 to Illini Orange. Me and you, we casted that. They looked out of sorts. They played pretty well, honestly, but they just were a little bit behind. They were one step worse than Illini Orange, and that knocked them into the losers
absolutely.
bracket where they needed to win at least two series back to back in order to make it to the next stage of this tournament, which takes place a couple weeks from today. They took care of business and they won 3-2 in their last series, and now they take on Rutgers Scarlet in another losers bracket matchup. The winner moves on to the next round and continues a pretty solid losers bracket run. The losers, well, their season ends here. I believe they place out at top 20 in this tournament.
And we're very familiar with UT Dallas at this point. We know they're a good S&D team. We know they're a decent hardpoint team. It's not their strength. It's not a weakness either. But this is going to be really good. As always, for UT Dallas, we have Mr. Pistachio, Putrid Orange, Cocaine, Inviage, Fiasco versus Rutgers Scarlet, who I'm really excited to cast because this is going to be another fairly, even keel matchup between two teams that are pretty well rounded. For Scarlet, for the Scarlet, you have Lou, Yodi, Protocol, Reckless, I'm assuming is how you say that. That's what it looks like, and Quantic. Now, all I really know about Rutgers Scarlet for the most part is that Protocol is really damn good. So I'm really excited to see the potential um,
There you go.
Protocol versus Pistachio matchup.
And we're going to learn a little bit more about the Rutgers esports specifically. And you know what? Nothing really jumps out from the game modes. They're just solid all around. A top
Hmm
15 team in all of these game modes. They've only lost 4 times in Hardpoint and Search, only lost 3 times in the regular season in Domination. They have been incredibly solid and well rounded. And look at that 15-2 series record. They just know how to get it done in these series. And it's led to them with a solid number 8 ranking. However, it's been a rough tournament for them. They started off with a huge upset at the hands of Louisiana Lafayette in the first round. They lose the hard point by 20 points. They dominate the search 6-0, but then they lose domination by 13 points and then lose the next hard point by 13 points. So they just lost 3 really close respawns. They couldn't get the win out in any of those. They fall 3-1. And that means it's been an epic losers bracket run for them. That was yesterday. Here's what they've done today. Well, they've dominated Maryland 250 to 231 in the hard points. And then the search and destroy, they won 6-4. They won the Dom 160 to 134. And then they cleaned up nicely against Arizona State. A really impressive performance for them. Another 3-0 by Rutgers Esports. So they're just looking really hot today. And UT Dallas is trying to come in and stop this momentum that they have. But these are two teams that they don't expect to be in the losers bracket. These are two squads that really hoped they were up on the winners bracket side of things, and instead here they are in losers. One of them has to get knocked out at this stage, but I got no clue which one of them it's going to be. Billy, start taking us through the maps for this series.
So I believe okay, so it is Azir Cave. We're getting Arklov again.
Yep.
And then we're getting 3 gun runners in a row. For those who are watching our last series, we saw 2 maps of gun runner, so we're getting really, really familiar with gun runner tonight for UT Dallas.
UT Dallas,
Same with
yeah, it
Arklov
goes the
Peak.
full distance. And this will be
Yeah.
the third time in a row that UT Dallas plays Arklov Peak Search and Destroy, which they've got a little bit of a boogeyman to conquer because they've lost twice in
Oh
round
man.
11. And that's pretty
Yeah.
funny too because they lose twice in round 11 and they like we're okay with playing this again. I would be totally fine with playing this map again, especially because it's got to feel pretty good to win Arklov Peak, especially after the 2 losses. But if they struggle again, we're just going to say that something was wrong. Something was off about this map for them from the start. So that's going to be a really awesome map too to watch. And map 1 is the cave. If I remember correctly, they were in Azir Cave for map 1 of last series, which we casted. A dominant victory for UT
They look
Dallas.
so good.
Yeah, so this is especially with a gun runner map 5 as well. I mean, I expect Rutgers Scarlet to obviously play really well, put up a good fight against all of these teams. But we're about to jump into a Zero Cave hardpoint in a moment, but I think the maps with this cave hardpoint, with this Arklov Peak S&D, and this Gunrunner S&D in Game 5, if it goes that far, definitely favor UT Dallas. But I don't want to throw any disrespect Rutgers' way. We just happen to be UT Dallas experts because we've casted them twice in a row. But we're looking forward to get to know these Rutgers Scarlet players. For example, Protocol, who you said you've heard big things about. This is Protocol's chance now on the Bravo stream to really jump out and make a statement. Here we go. Map 1 hardpoint Azir Cave.
Rutgers is starting on the favorite side. They do have those easy spawns for Cave East. But we've seen that not matter if you can rotate fast enough, if you can get through and flip the spawns easily enough. It doesn't matter if you have the if you start on the favorite side.
That's right. Some early points coming through for Dallas in center.
Yeah. Dallas seems to, or UT Dallas seems to really enjoy getting as much time, or Dallas seems to really prioritize getting as much time as they can on this first hill, right? They get about 20 seconds. Rutgers does rotate back in just to, make sure they're not going into Cave East down, 10, 15 points, but ooh, Protocol there. Oh, he picks up a deagle, and I think he just meant to shoot. Oh, no. He has 2 pistols. I don't think he meant to do that. No, he's got an MP5. Okay. But yeah, Rutgers, the kill feed is all for Rutgers right now, so much so that they're even getting team kills in there. But so far, so good for both teams. They're both kind of getting what they want out of this. UT Dallas is getting as much time in this first hill as they want, and Rutgers is just sitting pretty, waiting for Cave East to pop.
Yeah, look at that big hill for UT Dallas. Now Rutgers Scarlet, it's on them to try and catch up. They have got a good hold in Cave East, though. They've got a great setup going. And UT Dallas, well, they've been pretty good at breaking setups. They did a lot of breaking in Azir Cave. Protocol, though, oh, look at those crispy shots from Protocol. 5 and 3 already. Then we got 3 in a row, although one of them was a team kill. I was about to say 3 in a row, but one of them was a team kill. Look at that kill feed. It's orange, though. Here comes UT Dallas.
We need to figure out what Dallas's mascot is, because I feel like Here Comes Dallas isn't as impactful as Here Comes whatever their mascot is.
Whatever they are, yeah.
But this is a trend we've seen in from UT Dallas when it comes to hardpoint. They don't really rotate, but they do an excellent job of breaking hills. They really seem to be okay going, all right, you can rotate early, you can get a good 15 to 20 seconds, but we're going to come in at that 20-second mark, we're going to break hill, and we're going to make your lives miserable because you can't hold unencumbered. So
here we go. They get a great break. They're still in the lead, but they give up rotation to Rutgers. And now, is Rutgers going to get a good hold, or is Dallas just going to break right through it? Their lead. 5 streak for Yodi.
I gotta respect the other players from Rutgers stepping up. One of the big notes that I saw was they're a really high-powered slaying team, specifically in S&D, but they're playing really well right now. Protocol is playing sneaky as hell right now. I was not expecting that. But yeah, here we go. Rutgers is about to bring it back. They're about to tie it up. They're down about 3 points. They're gonna be down about 10 here in a couple seconds, but.
Well, for UT Dallas, you invest everything in breaking this hill, and they got to collect that last 20 seconds on this hill. They're not going to get all of it, but they are going to do a pretty good job of eventually breaking so that they maintain a 20-point lead. That's kind of how their style is. They give up the first 20 seconds of a hill, and then they fight for the next 40 seconds is where they can feel pretty confident that they're just going to be able to win the gunfights and flood on through. It's almost like they just feel better. Those are nice. It's almost like they feel better breaking a hill than they do trying to hold it,
Yeah. It is. There are different pressures to both, right? Because when you rotate early and you try holding a hill, if you're not able to hold your setup, it feels like all that effort was for nothing. While if you're trying to break effectively, it's just, oh, we're just gonna keep throwing bodies at the hill until it works. Oftentimes you can kind of get away with that. Obviously, it's not the ideal way to play, or the best way to play. You can ask pros or amateur players, and they'll comment on that. But it's definitely a It seems to work for them, I mean, they've only won 1 hard point today, but it's not like they're getting blown out in hard points.
And what a strong performance from UT Dallas on the scoreboard. Everyone is picking up the slack. Nobody's having a bad day. Everyone's just really impressing on the scoreboard, led, of course, by Mr. Pistachio, sitting at the top there. Him and Protocol are having an awesome duel. What a nice Cocaine. And they're gonna get the setup now. They're gonna have this hold. They can get a big hold here. This is where they can take a big lead.
Man, UT Dallas rotating is kind of a weird sight. It is actually funny though. We've watched so much UT Dallas today that I feel like I did feel like I was rooting for Mississippi State in their last match just because I was really interested by the underdog story. But at the same time, it's like I kind of feel obligated to root for UT Dallas because we've just been casting them so much, right?
Yeah, it's on Rutgers Scarlet to try and win us over here in map 1. So far, so good though. All these names we've gotten used to here on the Bravo stream, all performing well. Another nice kill from Cocaine, gets another one, the 2-piece, and the lead for UT Dallas.
He really has such a fun. He's such a POV to watch because he. The fact that he's playing on 12 sensitivity is just absurd to me. Like it doesn't seem. I could never do that. I wouldn't be able to hit any shot. Admittedly, I'm not great at COD. I play it, but I'm not great at it. So maybe he knows something I don't.
Yep.
Another solid rotation here for Rutgers. Back to this this town center. But you gotta wait for this like 40-second mark. Maybe about the 30-second mark when UT Dallas really tries to break and tries making Rutgers Scarlet's lives hell.
Yeah, even a 50-point lead for UT Dallas, as we know, is not safe. They just kind of let it get away from them. And I got to give a lot of credit to Rutgers Scarlet. They're trailing, but they're just keeping it within one hill, within 60 points for the majority of this game. They're just kind of holding on really well. Wow.
He's on a 5-speed right there.
Inviage is on a 5-streak. Fiasco's on a 4-streak, including a 3-piece. And that was a big hill for UT Dallas. They lead 165 to 116 roughly. And now this next hill, you got to get it going for Rutgers Scarlet. You can't afford a bad hill. But look at the setup for Dallas. They're going to be in it. You got to break this one fast.
This angle from Mr. Pistachio is just so gross.
Wow, look at him. Just lighten it up. You got to get around back on that.
He didn't get the kill, but the damage he did was incredibly impactful. And now you have Fiasco on the backside just making sure that, Fiasco ends up just falling. I think that was to Quantic, but I'm really enjoying watching what feels like UT Dallas improve hardpoint to hardpoint as we watch them, right? Like the last Azure Cave, they dominated. They looked really, really good. They were winning mainly because they were so much talented than Mississippi State at that map. But this time around, like, it's a good mixture of what we know from them, which is, this kind of unfettered aggression, but it's being combined with smart rotations and smart holds and not, letting them get ahead of themselves. So, they have the rotation on soccer field right off the bat.
Yep, there they go. They got the rotation. UT Dallas just playing better and smarter. They are so confident on Azure Cave right now, and they're just trying to get the same exact result as last series, which is a dominant victory. And Rutgers, they survived last hill, but they didn't do enough to spark a comeback. And now they need to spark a comeback on this hill, or it's going to be done and dusted. Look at those eagle shots from Cocaine. Almost goes after his own teammate. Gets a pick there. Kill feed all orange. Looking good for UT Dallas as they are racking up the points.
Dallas may actually just be able to win off these next two hills if they play this correctly. Cocaine is... Oh, the hip fire.
Wow, I mean, we're seeing deagle kills. We're seeing hip fire. This season is just all over the place. Awesome performance from Cocaine. 23 and 16. Definitely a cracked performance from the man. So.
If he got that 2-piece there, I think that would have just been game. I mean, I think it may as well be game because I don't think anybody from Rutgers is able to contest. I mean, if Future Orange was able to get that kill, they would have been in a good position. They're still in the hill, 5 seconds away. Map 1's about to finish here unless Rutgers can get in the hill. They are able to get in the hill. They're able to contest, but I don't know if they're actually going to be able to... Oh, they clear it out. Okay, Rutgers, let's see what you can do.
Let's see how long they can
got it.
Up.
Oh.
Wow, right at 249.
Brings it within 1, and there we go for UT Dallas. Map 1 in the books. What a performance.
Yeah, 250 to 241. A lot of different players have had their moments where they've really gotten to star for this team. Inviage and Cocaine in this map were the stars. It's such a well-rounded team. Everyone's capable of popping off. You saw it in this one, and you saw how good they are at Azure Cave. if I'm UT Dallas's next opponent, assuming they win, obviously, I'm not playing a Zero Cave hardpoint. I'm just trying to take them on in the other hardpoints. That is a solid map one victory. And Rutgers Scarlet, they got to hit the regain, and they got to try and probably go for a 6-5 round 11 win on Arklov Peak, since that's been the theme. So we've
Hey,
seen
third time's the charm for UT Dallas, right?
yeah, we've seen them go 0-2, 2 6-5 losses here in map number 2, Search and Destroy, which on the one hand, they got a little bit of a boogeyman to get off their chest, but they've still looked really good on this map. UT Dallas really shows us that they know how to play this map and that they know how to win at least 50% of the rounds. And I think that this could be a devastating blow to Rutgers Scarlet if UT Dallas was able to take map 2. I think if they let UT Dallas win map 2, that's going to be a blow that they can't recover from. So it is do or die, I think, for Rutgers Scarlet, especially after that map 1 performance. You can't fall in this one. But Rutgers Scarlet, they're such an all-around good team, and you talked about how high-powered they can be in Search and Destroy across the board. It's just going to be another awesome Search and Destroy. We've had some good luck. Obviously, our most recent one, we saw that map 5, definitely a blowout in favor of UT Dallas, as they just were fantastic on Gunrunner. It looked like they live on Gunrunner basically. And so now Arklov Peak, they've had some issues with getting it done on Arklov Peak.
Yeah, and just for the record, Rutgers is undefeated on Arklov Peak. They are 6-0. So this might be one of those things. And outside of one match, they've never given up more than 3 rounds. The one match they did
Wow.
was a round 11 win versus Penn State Blue. So
Wow. So they've had one round 11 win over Penn State Blue and 5 just dominant showings here on Arklov. And we're jumping right
yeah,
into it, Billy. We don't have to
I'm
wait too
so
long.
excited.
This is going to be
Like,
an awesome. It's going to be an awesome map too. Rutgers, like we said, undefeated, 6-0 on Arklov Peak Search and Destroy. UT Dallas, they've looked so good on this map, but they've lost twice in round 11. Here we go, jumping right into it. Round
like I
1
was,
about to get underway.
yeah, like I was saying, third time has to be the charm if you're UT Dallas. You don't like a 1-1 isn't the worst thing that can happen, right? It kind of resets the series. It turns it into a best of 3, but at the same time, you definitely want to be carrying as much momentum as you possibly can. We're seeing a really header out of Rutgers. It goes poorly, gets Semtex there from Inviage, I think that was. Oh, 3 early kills in favor of UT Dallas. It's the same old story for this map, right? It all comes down to that first offense. Who wins that first offense is really going to determine who wins the map in my eyes. And I'm not the only one who thinks that.
Yeah.
It is a 2v1. It's a 1v1 now between, I believe that's Mr. Pistachio and Protocol. So this is the 2 best players on either team. Oh, Protocol, you got to be careful here.
Check your
Pops the
corners.
dead silence, but doesn't check the corner. Solid play there
Wow.
from both sides.
Yeah, so well done on defense by UT Dallas. You see the aggression. It works. It gives them an advantage. They throw away that advantage, but they secure the 1v1 anyway. 1-0 lead for UT Dallas. And I'm also going to be curious to see if Rutgers Scarlet can make any adjustments because, when you're so good at this map, maybe you've been playing it a certain way and you're so used to just playing a certain way that if you fall behind, all of a sudden you don't know how to change your strategy because you're saying, well, this strategy's always worked. So, there's a chance for UT Dallas, especially right here on offense, to really punch Rutgers in the mouth and take control and really show them, a 2-0 lead unlike we've seen in this map for a while.
We're seeing that trademark aggression. You got to check your corners. Oh.
Wow, and that's bombed
the-
down too.
Now,
Orange, though.
Future Orange picks it up, thankfully. But the one thing I will critique about UT Dallas is that they seem to send their bomb carrier in first when they try to play super aggressive, which I can understand in theory, but it just seems like a play that if it backfires, you've effectively thrown a round away.
Yeah, it seems like the rounds they win, it's obviously the aggression plays to their favor, but sometimes it just looks so clear that they throw a round away with the aggression. Now, of course, they haven't thrown this one away just yet. Cocaine!
Cocaine with the melee!
Uh-oh.
Man,
Cocaine
Cocaine just looks like he's having so much fun out there. He's having the time of his life.
Watching his POV really just makes you want to makes you want to go play, and then you go 18 and 40, try to pretend you're him on 12 sensitivity. But he's just having a lot of fun out there.
Yeah. Melee is a little bit of PM, but at the end of the day, it is COD, so you can't take it that seriously.
Yep, and there you go, 1-1. UT Dallas, that aggression still doesn't work for them. That first blood just sets them so far back they couldn't recover from that, and we're back to 1-1. Defense wins both the first 2 rounds, trying to see who wins on offense first. Reckless picks up for Rutgers. They're going that A lane now. Whole team's just going to swarm over to that A side.
Well, this could be a good nade here from Pistachio. No, nothing there for him. Good smokes as well, cuts off all lines of sight. I think there's a lot of smokes down in this trench area. Pistachio gets gets first blood, which I feel like is almost par for the course. You know, he's 4-1 right now. He's playing really, really well. But, you know, it's what we were expecting from Mr. Pistachio at this point.
The wave of kills, a quick, easy 5-0. Dominant round 2 showing. And UT Dallas takes care of it. They swarm over to that A side. Mr. Pistachio got this POV here, just pops up. Crispy shots. I think he's got 5 kills now in just 3 rounds. He's doing fantastic. And, well, we're back to waiting to see who wins on offense. But this is going to be a big round for Rutgers Scarlet to try and hold on. And, you know, the good news is, you know what's coming at you. You're going to see a lot of aggression. You can't take a breather at the beginning of a round if you're Rutgers Scarlet, because watch those UT Dallas players flying down to the A lane.
We are seeing a heavy A stack from both sides, you know, just kind of what you're expecting.
Yeah, there's just going to be a lot of gunfights going down in a hurry here.
Oh, good shot there from Yodi, I believe that is. Yeah, Yodi. Trades it back, though. It's a 3v3 now, so, you know, even trades across the board. No one really getting an advantage just yet, although I would say this kind of favors UT Dallas, since if they can get the bomb down, they can really just hold angles for a bit. All right, 1v3 for Quantic. I don't think he's going to win that. Yeah. Hats off to UT Dallas. They win the first offense. If they can win this defense, you know, 4-1 lead is pretty, it's not insurmountable, but it's not easy.
Yep, they win on offense, and now Rutgers Scarlet has to win on offense and match this, or it's just going to start getting ugly for them. And I'm going to stick with what I said earlier. I think this is a must-win map for Rutgers Scarlet. I don't think they can recover from falling behind 2-0 with how well UT Dallas has looked in all of the maps that we have upcoming, honestly. So this is huge. This round and this map is huge for Rutgers Scarlet, and they have not impressed us so far. This is their chance. Lou taking the charge, laying down the trophy here, sort of creeping around mid-map. Big
solid first blood for Yodi. Got to be careful because there's a lot of UT Dallas players just, you know, laying prone. Oh, the timing! Wow. If Future Orange had just held that for a little bit longer, he would have gotten him. Fiasco trades it out, but it's a 2v4 in favor of Rutgers Scarlet. I don't know. It looks like they are pushing 4B, which
Mr. Pistachio on the flank. Oh,
the only people who can kill Rutgers players this round are Rutgers themselves.
Oh man, Mr. Pistachio on a 1v3 though. He's about to get cleaned up. What was that? He just didn't see him? Oh my goodness, but he does get eliminated.
All right, Rutgers stays in this. If they can win this next defense, it's a tied game. And then when it comes to 3-3s for UT Dallas, I don't exactly trust them.
Yeah,
that 3-3 mark is where things kind of go south for them.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about UT Dallas in round 11 yet. We'll see if we even get that far, but big win for Rutgers Scarlet. They are back on the board. They're back to feeling confident. Now they get to play defense, and they're feeling pretty good about being able to win the fights. You know, a lot of sniper play so far in this map. Maybe somebody pulls it out, gets sneaky with it, but we've been so used to watching some really good sniper back and forth, and there's just been none of that so far.
Been a lot of heavy AR present, a lot of heavy SMG presence, as you'd expect. But you would think at least one player would have pulled out a sniper. But I can't really remember who was pulling out. Oh, Cocaine was pulling out the sniper for UT Dallas, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was there for parts of it.
Just some COD issues for the time being, but I think that was first blood for Rutgers there. He ends up falling. No, kind of stuck.
Skycam action. This is fun. Bomb down, it looks like, for UT Dallas. So Rutgers in a 2v1.
All right.
as we await an update on Rutgers trying to tie this up at 3-3.
Bomb being down for UT Dallas, it's just not an ideal. I mean, it's obviously not an ideal situation because you want control of the thing that'll help you win the round. But Rutgers wins it. Rutgers ties it up at 3-3, three
Oh,
apiece.
back
Here
to back
comes
Scarlet. They take the 3-3 tie, and yeah, we're just gonna keep fighting. We're gonna keep dragging this search and destroy on. It feels like it's got to get to round 11 with the way the curse has gone for UT Dallas. They're so good at search and destroy, but this map has not been theirs today.
I mean, before today they were like 6-1, I think.
6-1. I think a solid 6-1, and now they've fallen to 6-3. Maybe they
Yeah.
won one earlier and they're at 7-3, but it's just not a good day for them on this map. And they've obviously saw them on Gunrunner. They looked awesome on Gunrunner. They look like a great S&D team, but on this map they have not looked like a top 10 S&D team in the country. I can tell you that.
Two early
They're not
picks for
looking like
Rutgers
them this
pretty much
round either.
gives them the entirety of a bomb, plus picking up Inviage on the backside of it. Cocaine does trade Yodi out, but I think Rutgers knows where he is, so it won't matter that much in a bit. Oh, if Cocaine had gotten that kill, I would have said you gotta look into that because that was absurd.
Yeah,
Oh man,
huge run for Rutgers Scarlet. 3 in a row right there. 4-.
yeah, Rutgers. After being up 3-1, Rutgers was like, all right, time to start playing, and they've looked phenomenal these last few rounds for sure.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we're about to go down 2-0. Let's not let that happen. Let's just wrap this up. Let's just take back control. And now UT Dallas, what are they going to play like? What's their style on offense? Do you have to win an offensive round here after you've lost 3 in a row, including 2 on defense? They've lost, 2 times in a row. They've let Rutgers win on offense. What are they going to do to try and get this back? Rushing A. Obviously, no opposition. Nobody's stopping them, but they're cruising all the way up to A. I think they should get bombed down soon.
Smoke for Protocol. No wonder he's considered the best player on their team. That was absurd. Skill feed is majority Scarlet. There's a team kill. Oh no. That just has to. That was a fast run, and that was a shot in the heart of your UT Dallas. That accidental team kill, that always sucks.
Yeah, that really killed him. But I think the play by Protocol, he was really in a 1v5 there. He was able to smoke it out, pick up a kill, and then just turn the corner and avoid being traded. Such a smart play by Protocol. Really good search and destroy. That was the key. I mean, along with the team kill, definitely a key to the 4th round win in a row for Rutgers Scarlet. And now UT Dallas, well, they got to win 3 rounds in a row. The tables have turned for them.
But just to harp on the history of this kind of situation, every time we've seen an Arklov Peak get hit 5-3 with UT Dallas, that's when the team down ends up making a small little comeback. But Rutgers is kind of shutting that down. 2 early kills, so going well. They do get
Calm
bombed down
2
on
early
B.
kills. It's not looking good for UT Dallas. They need a lot here. Big kill from Quantic.
Yeah. Some really, really nice play from Rutgers this round. They're playing very intelligently, very slow without, overstepping their boundaries. Fiasco gets shot in the back there. Oh, Fiasco might just go for the defuse here. I don't think anyone's really in a position
Just
to
him,
stop
though.
him
He's
either.
going to stop the defuse. He
Oh,
knows he's going to. Wow, yeah, and he would have had
probably
that diffuser if he stayed with it. That is tough. Here goes Fiasco. He's
he's got to
screwed now.
try it. He's got to try it. He's got to try it.
And then he's done for.
Oh, no. And the Arklov Peak curse for UT Dallas remains.
Wow.
There's got to be something in the air at Arklov Peak there, huh?
Yeah, and like I said, both of us have supreme confidence in them if this goes to a map 5 Gunrunner because of how disgusting they looked at Gunrunner last series. But Arklov Peak, just not the case. I mean, coming into this tournament, UT Dallas was definitely a top 10 search and destroy team. They were nasty at search and destroy, and Arklov Peak was one of their better maps, but not today. They go 0-3 on that map today. They need to hit the film room. They need to figure out what they're doing wrong because it's been a ugly, ugly day for them and an ugly performance against a Rutgers Scarlet team that fell behind 3-2 and then they bossed up and they figured out how to take the win. They made the adjustments I said. I mean, they faced a really good team in UT Dallas and they made the adjustments and they pulled it together and they got the victory. And they're still undefeated on this map. I mean, we
Yeah,
can't forget that Rutgers Scarlet was undefeated before this. They remain undefeated. They remain I mean, I think at this point, Rutgers Scarlet is staking a claim as one of the best teams on this map in college COD, period, end of story. That was a great performance by them.
I really want to
Gunrunner
see them in Illinois Orange at some point. Hopefully, they may have played during the regular season, but I don't know if they played on Arklov Peak.
and
Oh man,
Gunrunner Dom, Gunrunner Hardpoint, Gunrunner Search and Destroy, if we need it in map 5. Wow, we're going to get used to seeing a lot of Gunrunner, at least for the next couple maps. It starts with the Dom, and tied up at 1-1. Big win for Rutgers Scarlet, and we're right back to where we started. Although Rutgers Scarlet gotta get a respawn win in the bag. They're a really strong domination team. So is UT Dallas. I I got no predictions. I think I'm all out of expectations and predictions for coming into this matchup. I think it's just a total coin toss. Both these teams look really strong.
yeah. It's very clear that this is a map that both teams are pretty comfortable on. UT Dallas is 7-0. I believe Rutgers is 8-4. So these are two teams that really, really enjoy gunrunner domination. But I'm just I'm excited. But like I don't know if we're gonna see another map 5 or if it's gonna turn into a 3-1 because we know how much UT Dallas likes gunrunner. But there is the slight issue where we saw them start choking a bit on gunrunner hardpoint, and that kind of becomes an issue because it is a 1-1. So there is the issue, there is the potential of, um, I mean, there's the guarantee of the hardpoint, and
Yeah.
how does UT Dallas handle it? Does Rutgers play better than Mississippi State and cause issues in that regard, or are they able to go? That was a one-time thing. We're playing a lot better now.
Here's the thing. For UT Dallas, they haven't really evolved their game very much in this series we've casted. They've been really good at Azir Cave. They're 2-0. They've been bad at Arklov Peak. They're 0-3. So they've just dominated in Gunrunner S&D. Let's assume they win that. But they choked away a lead in Gunrunner Hardpoint. So let's assume they lose that. That means this Dom is everything. And this Gunrunner domination could swing the entire series if UT Dallas plays the way that we've seen them play all of today. Because so far they haven't lost or won, a map and then gone on to reverse that in a different series. It's been very predictable almost for UT Dallas now that we're in our third series casting them. And here we
Mhm.
go. Get ready for some Gunrunner.
All right, Mr. Pistachio looks like he is going to try to push through towards that B flag, towards that mineshaft area. First blood over to Rutgers. That allow them to get early pressure on the B flag. I think it does. Yeah. Yodi cleans up Mr. Pistachio. That's going to give him early control for B, but Putrid Orange comes through mid and clears him out. Putrid Orange with a really solid 2-piece just to keep any pressure off B for the time being, but Rutgers is still there. Rutgers caps B, and now they're going to start building a slight lead. Not a huge lead or a lead that's really that impactful early on, but a decent one for the time being.
Yep, off the rip for Rutgers Scarlet. And Gunrunner, a little bit of a bigger map than I think Hacking Yard, so there's a lot less of, sort of A versus C counterplay and more of just a battle for B, trying to take back B flag. We'll see how often the home flags actually get flipped. So far, they have not flipped at all. I'll keep track of how chaotically that plays out. But you see, UT Dallas gets right back in control. Going to be a tie game soon.
But Rutgers is immediately putting more pressure on B. They neutralize it, so they're going to keep their lead for the time being, even if it's only a 2-point lead. You see, I believe that's Enviage trying to take B there. Rutgers is pushed all the way back through to C, though. Just trying to be a little bit annoying, neutralize it, kind of get on the nerves of UT Dallas, piss them off a bit. So, but they respond in kind, so it's all worth it. Yodi's got to be careful here. Oh, Cocaine just played that so well.
And look at this, just back and forth, back and forth. You see that A flag has been neutralized, and that A flag is turning red again. but very slowly as a really nice sneaky play by Putrid Orange. Look at him trying to make some more chaos happen on A. He's in a 1v2. I don't think he's going to win this one, but he really denied that A flag for a little bit. And those sneaky plays on A and C, they can almost decide a game even more so than that battle at B. So you see C has now gotten neutralized, and UT Dallas has to come back and sort of their team has to divert a little bit of attention to capturing C. And all this whole time, though, UT Dallas has looked really good on the B flag. Up until, well, now they're losing B flag again, and that's going to be neutralized.
It's like right as you acknowledge any good play in domination, it gets reversed.
Yeah, and now Rutgers Scarlet, they're in the lead. What a back and forth, Dom. The scoreboard is so even. Nobody's playing quite well. Nobody's having a bad map. Everyone's just evened out. We're tied at exactly 36. It's been a really back start. So we're about a quarter of the way through this one.
Reckless with some good shots there. Almost, he does end up taking Inviage out, but he gets traded out by Fiasco, which Fiasco, I don't want to say he's the unsung hero, but he definitely feels like the most under the radar player for Rutgers. I'm gonna sound like a broken record at this point. He does his job. He plays a little bit annoying. He, overextends. He gets caps. He's got 6 caps in the first half. Like he is doing his job, and he's doing his job well.
Fiasco is absolutely doing the dirty work for this team, and he's the guy that I think gives me confidence in UT Dallas.
Quantic with the 2-piece.
Pushing ahead, although Quantic, he's going to take B real quick. Rutgers, keep in mind, they're in the lead here, even though we've been talking about Fiasco on that UT Dallas side. But it's just basically a tie game. I mean, it is crazy watching these tickers go back and forth and change colors. So far, though, it's been a lot of UT Dallas coming from the C flag. They haven't quite flipped spawns, although they have had some annoyances to deal with those flags being neutralized. We haven't talked about Lou enough this series. He's had a really quiet map 1 and 2, but right now he's the best guy in the lobby. We'll see if Lou keeps up the work. He's playing really well.
On the UT Dallas side of things, you definitely want to see Inviage. I don't actually know how to pronounce this guy's name. I dig the name though.
Yeah.
You definitely want to see him kind of pick it up. He's at 5 and 11 as it stands. He's got 4 caps, so he's not doing a lot, but he's not useless. You just, in terms of overall contribution, you definitely want to see him pick it up a little bit in the slaying department. So
yeah, as we've been talking, the first half's about to come to a close, and Rutgers Scarlet has been just grinding away. You see nobody on their team except for Reckless, and Reckless just got to even. Nobody's negative on their team. Definite slaying advantage for Rutgers Scarlet. UT Dallas gets. They're going to get a couple ticks here before the first half is over, so it won't be as bad of a deficit as they thought. But a really
looks like
nice
it's going to be about a 13-point lead going into half.
That is
what a fun
correct.
first half, though.
80-67, really awesome, chaotic back and forth first half. But we've watched UT Dallas play 2 DOMs now. They've been in the lead at halftime and they've closed it out. But they've also been down at halftime. They have just fallen behind. And so far, we haven't seen any comebacks from them. And with the way the first half went, I gotta say I'm favoring Rutgers Scarlet to just keep performing and keep dominating in half number 2.
For sure. Both home flags capped. UT Dallas is a little bit quicker there. That's one of the things I always find interesting. It's like, it's such a small thing in terms of who does what, right? But it's always like, oh, I wonder who. If you cap your home flag faster, does it change all that much? Just to refocus on the game. Rutgers has lost control of C. You did see UT Dallas push all the way through, be a little annoying, be a little frustrating to play against, but the kill feed is all in favor of Rutgers. So they're going to get B, they're going to get C, and they're just going to continue rolling from where they were on the first half of this map.
Yeah, they are going to take B and C, and they're perfectly happy to just sit on this lead they have, put all their energy towards holding on to B and letting this lead get out of control. It's only up to 9 now. It was at 13, and UT Dallas had a good start to that half, but Rutgers has hit the regain. They're up by 11, and they're going to just keep taking away that lead. Although, yeah, look at this. A and C both getting taken from them. They still have B, but they gotta put in some effort and go back to B, and that's some really annoying play. Look at Fiasco, 10 flag caps. I mean, he's just
Putrid
awesome.
Orange is just this has to be the most annoying thing in the world to play against if you're Rutgers, because he sat there for a good 6 seconds or so, just waiting for everybody to push through, just to be like, okay, now I know when to push. And it's
Yep,
working out for the time being. They're getting A and B. They're going to start being able to mount a little bit of a comeback if they can hold this, but it is domination, so who knows how long that'll last. But he's
yep.
just playing around in their spawn. He's pop dead silence, so they don't know where he is. His drop shots are on point, and there he falls, but that was a really smart play from Putrid Orange. I don't know why I drew a blank on his name. I was just saying it.
Putrid Orange and Fiasco are just so impressive in terms of their objective play. Putrid Orange going for more sneaky kills, Fiasco just always being there to get flag caps. And then at the same time, they're holding up their weight. They're not just going negative. They're right at even, making these smart plays. And we've talked about these guys so much that they're sparking the comeback here. And UT Dallas is just getting ever closer to tying this dom, getting an impressive comeback.
It looks like it'll be the next take on the next takeover. It should be a tied game, at 111. But if I'm Rutgers, you kind of got to make a move right now. Putrid Orange just gets a 3-piece. He does get shut down, but UT Dallas's objective players are really starting to feel themselves, and that could spell disaster if Rutgers doesn't respond fast enough.
Yeah, we saw Lou. He's been knocked all the way back down to even. And you know who's taking his place as the best guy in this lobby right now? Mr. J Pistachio, 20 and 13. He's having
good shots by Reckless.
Incredible second half. Good shots from Reckless, though. Still down. 5 streak, J Pistachio. 8 caps to go along with it. He's doing awesome. Finally.
Fiasco, what? Sneaky little beaver, huh?
Yeah, and for the first time in a while, though, we see Rutgers take flag B, although just as they do that, they lose C, and it's still not able to get a lead for them. Finally, Rutgers is, after a long streak, they're back to trying to claw
Reckless
back.
has to be careful here. Falls to Cocaine, but I mean, Cocaine gets 2 there. Kills Yodi and Reckless. He doesn't actually get traded out. Don't listen to me. He also takes Protobot on the backside. Neutralizes B, which is probably the smartest play to do here, because you don't really need B just yet. There they do end up grabbing it. Oh no, Cocaine! You can't do this to him.
Oh no.
No.
Oh,
if
no.
he had got, I feel like Cocaine is one of those players who's just like, he's ever so close to just having a all-time great play. And you gotta respect him. Like the dude trusts himself. He trusts his ability. He trusts his aim on that 12 sensitivity, and it's working for.
He is on the verge, and look at that for Pistachio. These two, Cocaine and Pistachio, we were talking about Fiasco and Putrid Orange, but now it's Cocaine and Pistachio that are saying this game is over. Just like that, we're down to 20 seconds left, and it's an insurmountable 15-point lead. UT Dallas with a beastly performance here on map 3 Dom. Just turning the tables. I mean, they were down by 13, but they've had a flawless second half. An incredible performance, and they're going to take a commanding 2-1 series lead on here in map 3.
To UT Dallas, we were talking about how important this Dom. At the very least, they've guaranteed a game 5 on their favorite S&D, and at best, they've just secured. And at best, they win the next match, and it's a 4-game series, and UT Dallas moves on to the next round.
Yeah, I think that was a series deciding potentially map win for UT Dallas, and I'm not going to curse them or jinx anything, but they get to go out on map 4 to try and right their mistakes, right the wrongs of the last time they played there, and even if they get over to map 5, it's going to be a map 5 that they looked so good on that you got to give them a place as the favorites. And just an awesome showing from Pistachio, from everyone on that UT Dallas side. I mean, it was a treat to watch them get that comeback in the second half. All across the board, just star performances. We bring it back here to me and Billy updating these score graphics for us. UT Dallas takes a 2-1 series lead, trying to trying to end Rutgers Scarlet's impressive run as they were on a 6-map winning streak, Rutgers Scarlet. Obviously, UT Dallas is an opponent unlike they've had to see so far in this tournament, and a 2-1 lead, and it's going to take back-to-back map wins for Rutgers Scarlet. Is we're staying on Gunrunner. We talked about this. We're going to stay on Gunrunner, and we're going to stay there if we need it in map 5. Gunrunner Hardpoint is just around the corner. We
We're
got to
about to be
talk
very
about
familiar with this map.
Yeah, we got to talk about UT Dallas blowing their lead on the last time we saw them on this map. They had about a 180 to 130 lead. They looked like they were in commands. They looked like they were just going to clean up over Mississippi State, and they end up just looking pretty sloppy and
Mhm.
really not playing well as a team, coughing up that lead and falling apart in the final seconds and sending it to a gun 5. Now they're going to be in the same situation as we are jumping right into map 4. UT Dallas wants to keep that momentum, and we're going to have a little bit of a delay there as we're not just getting into map 4, which is all right with us. But UT Dallas, they want that momentum. They want to, get to the same place they were with a 50-point lead, and then this time, not choke it away instead of letting Rutgers Scarlet get back into it. For Rutgers Scarlet, a lot of players out there that just we haven't called their names a lot today. Who's somebody on the Rutgers Scarlet side that you think needs to step up here in map 4?
I really want to see, you had brought it up. We realized we hadn't really mentioned Lou's name, but I really am curious about Lou and Yodi and Quantic because the other guys are. Oh no,
You got
Protocol, Protocol and
Reckless
Reckless. That's
Protocol. Yeah.
that's. I was confusing Quantic and Reckless in my head for some reason. I definitely want to see Lou and Yodi potentially pick it up a little bit more. I don't know how good they are in hardpoint. As a whole, their hardpoint record is actually pretty decent. But their gunrunner hardpoint is solid. It's 6-2, with losses to Louisiana Lafayette and RAT. So there's there's opportunity for UT Dallas to close it out here, but it's also potentially likely that Rutgers just close it out here. So
Yeah, I'm actually
Rutgers
gonna
breaks into
favor
map 5.
Rutgers
Sorry.
Scarlet on this map 4. I think Rutgers is just they're gonna bounce back. They're not gonna let themselves get eliminated that easily. At the very least, I'm expecting a really good finish on this map. I don't think Rutgers Scarlet is just gonna let themselves lose all 3 respawns in this series. I think they're gonna be able to fight and put up a good fight in map 4. I think they come out with the win, and we see a map 5. Currently waiting on Mr. Pistachio restarting his console, but we'll be ready to jump into map 4 in a moment as we're just waiting on him. Everybody else in the lobby just hanging out, having a good time. And let's talk about this aggression for UT Dallas. It works in hardpoint, I think, especially.
Oh yeah.
It's been their weakest mode before this tournament started, but it's been working so well for them in this tournament. They've really dialed into a way to control that aggression and play without rotations and win those gunfights, but it's not like they're giving up the rotation every hill. Sometimes they do get the first tick on a hill when things start to snowball for them, but they just play with a little bit more confidence than all of their opponents. And I think if they can keep that swagger and that confidence at the level that it's been, they're going to look really good. But it's on Rutgers. I think it's definitely on Rutgers to say they know what UT Dallas is going to be doing. They know what the play style is. And some of these guys, Quantic, Reckless, Yodi, they just got to step up. They got to step up and have really strong performances and match the pure talents and the pure ability from all these talented players on the Dallas side. Who, we already know with the talent that UT Dallas has that somebody's going to step out and have a really good game. And it's not about you can't totally shut everyone down. It's just about keeping pace with them and matching them and having performances from someone on your roster on the Rutgers side to keep it even.
Yeah. I don't know how likely it was that Rutgers was able to catch the game against Mississippi State. That is, one of the small downsides to having games on such a quick schedule is that you don't really get time to study your opponent. You're kind of just put in this, we gotta go, We gotta pick our maps. We gotta trust the maps we pick. We have to go from there. But if I'm, if I'm Rutgers, if I had a chance to watch that Mississippi State game, I know that if you can hold P3 really well, Dallas gets a little panicky, right? They they aren't a fan of not being in control of that whole area. They don't like it when that lane isn't available to them. So if you're able to hold it, you're able to shut down their pushes, shut down their aggression, which is easier said than done, obviously, but it's very doable. It is something that is completely within their realms as players. We've seen um, them have a
This
lot of
match is
success over the
about to
years.
get started, and I agree with you, Billy. We're going to keep an eye on hill
Yeah,
number 3.
I think hill number 3 is gonna be make or break for these teams. Uh-oh. All right, I think Michael may have just, I don't know if his Discord crashed or if his webcam crashed, but we are loading into the game. We are about 5 seconds out. There he is. There he is. All right, UT Dallas is on favored side for P2, which is they seem to do a good job of this when they do have these early these early rotations and early spawns. Gunrunner is obviously a very hectic start. It's always a bit messy, always a bit back and forth. No team's really gaining a lot of control. Rutgers has early control, but we'll see how long that lasts. You have a player just sitting prone in the hill, but that doesn't really mean much for too long. Getting about 10 seconds here. Mr. Pistachio comes around the backside. They don't pick anything up from there. Hill is empty. Now we have Lou hopping back in, which is one of the players we were pointing out that we wanted to see more out of him. Good early hold here from Rutgers, actually. You don't really see this on this map. We've mentioned time and time again that first hills in Modern Warfare are kind of just whatever. You can kind of, pick up as much time as you want, but it doesn't really mean much at the end of the day. Rutgers here picking up 30 seconds. If they can get, potentially 50 points out of this, they're going to be in a great position where they can, maybe focus on those P3 spawns, focus on things past P2 rather than trying to panic flip spawns that you see teams end up.
Yeah, what a huge first hill for the likes of Quantic and Yodi. 5 and 3, and wow, 60 seconds goes by, and boom, Rutgers Scarlet is in charge of this first map.
Mr. Pistachio just doing Mr. Pistachio things. Mr. Pistachio things. 6 and 2, ends up falling, ends up being 6 and 3, but he's definitely picking up the slack for his teammates here today. Reckless, smart play, but kind of gave away his position when he opened that door. Protocol just comes screaming in there.
This definitely isn't a one-man show. We've watched so much UT Dallas COD today. We know it's not a one-man show, but I do think Mr. Pistachio is sort of the spiritual leader of this team, and just really the guy at the top of the scoreboard and the guy at the top of the leaderboard often, as he's taken charge 8 and 4, getting this team back in a fantastic hill number 2 performance, as we've got 48-40 now. Rutgers Scarlet is losing their lead. They might even lose this lead completely, but hill 3, this is what we talked about before the map. This is where it comes down. This is where UT Dallas has struggled, and they're going to need to break this one.
Yeah, Lou and Yodi coming in huge there in the kill feed. I think for at least 6 or 7 kills, it was all just them. But UT Dallas, gave up control of P3. Reckless is just sitting in there. Protocol's playing really smart. He ends up falling to Fiasco, but this is good if you're Rutgers to sit in that hill. Reckless is playing smart. He's not giving away his position. He's not overextending. He's just holding the hill. And, they're picking up a lot of time here. It really seems like P3 is UT Dallas's kryptonite. If you can hold P3, you open yourself up to a 50-point. You open yourself up to a 50-point swing, which is, more than ideal.
Yeah, and Billy, you called it. This team's been just getting dumpstered on 3, and if you're Rutgers, you get a 40-point lead going, and at this point, you just try to hold on to this 40-point lead until you get to P3 again, because you feel so confident in your ability to just lock that one down.
Right, early rotation for UT Dallas. It's always funny when UT Dallas rotates early, because it just doesn't seem right after watching them all today.
Yeah, although we've seen this happen on P4 because of just how bad they've been getting smoked in P3 that they just give up on it, and here they are trying to make a comeback going. This is some big gunfights going down, and they're all going in favor of UT Dallas, so we might see a tie game pretty soon.
All right, UT Dallas still has control of the hard point. I think It
Wow.
looks like Rutgers is kind of just going, all right, we can't really break this hill. Let's let them gain the next, 3 or so points. Maybe we send 1 or 2 people to contest just to annoy them a bit. But it seems right now like they're just set up for P5,
Yeah.
Which
We saw a full hold for Rutgers Scarlet, a full hold for UT Dallas, and we're right back where we started at 95-95. And Cocaine, man, another 5 streak. He went from 7-12 to, I believe, got all the way back up to 12-12. He just goes on these fun little streaks where he's really annoying.
All right. Ooh, good shots there from Lou. He's 10-14, 12 seconds in the hill. He's not having the best game, but he is being more impactful than, he was in the past. Right now, Reckless leads both teams really in hill time right now. Oh, Reckless, you looked away at the wrong moment. Oh, timing. That's just rough.
Good piece from
Good
Yodi,
kills there
though.
from Yodi. Still contested, but we're looking at a potentially tied game going into P1 again. So I'm very, very excited for how this is going to turn out.
Now, we saw this happen in map 1. I believe we were tied at 125 all, and it started to steamroll in favor of Dallas after this sort of halfway marker passes in the game. Rutgers, not the holds they wanted on this hill, but a solid performance. And, weirdly enough, they got like 40, 50 seconds on hill 1. They're going to try to do that again, I imagine. And just try and really push the lead here on hill 1. So it's just big on UT Dallas to contest this, to not just let Rutgers do whatever they want.
Putting up about a 40-point lead. Rutgers does a great job of holding P1. That's what I've learned so far. They seem to, for a hill that I, and maybe this is a misconception on my part, doesn't seem to be a money hill of any kind. They treat it like one, and you gotta respect teams playing their own style rather than just kind of accepting what is considered standard.
Yeah, 170 to 110. They've really cashed in on this money hill twice in a row now. And if you're Rutgers, you get a few points on this next hill, and you could win the game on hill 3. 5 streak for Cocaine.
Oh, Cocaine.
It's so funny. He's been on 2 different 5 streaks, and he's still 3 negative. So his entire production's come off of a pair of 5 streaks that he's had. Other than that, it's been a pretty average performance. What a rough time out there for Fiasco as he really jumps off the scoreboard, sitting at 8-18. And if Rutgers Scarlet's getting it done on P2, that's a bad sign because we know UT Dallas has struggled on P3. It's getting out of control for UT Dallas. 4-piece for Lou. Lou is joining protocol at the top of the scoreboard.
He's on a 5 spree.
70-point lead for
What did we say? We wanted to see Lou pick it up, and he did exactly that.
Indeed, he does.
Oh, man. 80-point lead for Rutgers Scarlet. Reckless, ends up with a 3K in that hill, and they're already rotating. I mean, Quantic's at least going on a flank to try to get behind these people in P3.
This is a big flank, and this is a 90-point lead, guys. This is getting out of control, and it's been a rough performance. This game was about 125, 125.
Quantic's going to catch Mr. Pistachio here. Good play there from Quantic. He's got to be careful, though, because there are other players in this back spawn for UT Dallas. Oh, good 3-piece there for Lou.
He's on an 8 streak.
That could very well call game. Actually, no, it's not going to call game yet. I mean, they only need 25 points, but not out of reach. They could do it on this hill if they really wanted to.
Streak from Lou, looking for 9. Gets 9. And this could be it. We could be seeing Gunrunner Game 5. Lou is still frying. He's on a
10 spree for Lou. Gets an 11th as well right before falling, but
gosh.
Man, Rutgers, it feels like there is a point where UT Dallas starts struggling in maps, and it's usually about the halfway mark where they'll play close and then it's out of hand.
Yeah, it got out of hand for UT Dallas. Just Rutgers played smarter. They cashed in on hill number 1, and they cashed in on hill number 3. You talked about how Rutgers turns hill number 1 into a money hill, and they did it again and got a really strong showing on hill number 1 on the second rotation. And they just took control of that and made it a brutal 250 to 139 victory here in map 4. And we're going to map 5 again. Gunrunner Search and Destroy. We are just getting treated to some heart-throbbing games from UT Dallas. They were one map away from getting eliminated. Well, they were one map away from getting eliminated in the first in the first situation. Um, in the last series that we casted at game 5 really came down to it. And yet here we are in another game 5. Somebody's going home. Gunrunner S&D, but I gotta lean on UT Dallas still because we saw that Gunrunner S&D. They looked so good. They looked so comfortable. They looked like they lived
Absolutely.
on Gunrunner. So we gotta favor UT Dallas, and I still think we're gonna look back on the series and say that that map 3 Dom was what won UT Dallas the series. But Rutgers is definitely they still compete. They still got a real good chance.
All right. One more Gunrunner. One more Gunrunner, and then we are finished for the day.
That is
I
right.
gotta, I gotta give props to UT Dallas and both teams really. 3 series today.
Yeah.
A lot of them back to back in some capacity. Like it's not grueling for us just because I've been sat in a chair for the last 5 hours or so. Like it's not the end of the world. It's not the worst thing in the world. These
Yeah.
guys are playing and sweating, and they have the anxiety of this is our last map, right?
Yeah.
This is one of these 5 guys. One of these teams are done for the season after this, and that is heartbreaking for them.
Especially because this is both these teams were top 10 seeds. They
Absolutely, yeah.
they came into this tournament thinking we're gonna top 4, we're getting to the championship. They were so excited about this tournament, and it's just gone sideways for them. And for one of them, the dream continues, but for one of them, it's gonna be a really disappointing showing here in the College COD playoffs. And for UT Dallas, this is their 13th map of today. They've played 13 maps. We've casted all 13, so this is our 13th map following along with them. For Rutgers
We're
Scarlet, this is just their
honorary
11th
members of
map.
the UT Dallas fan club, unofficial.
Yeah. Well, we might not wanna, submit our fan applications just yet because they're one loss away from, the season being over, so they might not be getting any value out of that. Although, I think we both agree, they just look so good at Gunrunner Search and Destroy.
It was,
We're putting in our chips on them.
yeah. I thought the momentum had shifted into Mississippi State's hand last series, and Gunrunner wasn't even close, right?
Yeah.
If it was a 6-3 or a 6-4 or around 11, maybe I'm a little bit more wary of their eventual performance on this. But all I can think about, for UT Dallas is they made Mississippi State look like they were playing 2 different games.
Mhm.
Mississippi State looked like they were playing, um, uh, they looked like they were playing the original Modern Warfare, right? It was just that much of an outclassing. It
Yeah.
was I can't stress enough how dominant UT Dallas looked on that first map. If it was a 6-0, like if it was a 6-1, but it was that like the one round they won was because UT Dallas played way too aggro, and they still almost won that round.
Yeah, we went very quickly from being like, "Ooh, game 5, round 11, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be an awesome close map." And it took about 2 rounds before we were like, "Is this gonna be a 6-0?" Because in the first couple rounds, they just set the pace, and they just set the
Yeah,
tone. They looked so natural and so comfortable, so smooth with the way they played it, and I'm looking for that same energy, that same aggression here in map 5 from UT Dallas. Play like you live here. Play like this is your home map, your home turf, and really just jump out and pick up a couple rounds off the start. I think if UT Dallas can win the first 2 rounds, it's over. I think it's over if they can go up 2-0, and I think it's huge for Rutgers Scarlet to know what's coming. They might not know what's coming. We've gotten to watch them play, but Rutgers Scarlet, I don't know how much they know about this UT Dallas playstyle on Search and Destroy and on this map, and they gotta do something. They gotta counter it. Here we go. Round number 1. Bomb going to Rutgers. Yodi picking it up.
just a little bit of you know, background information, some context. Uh, Rutgers is also a pretty good Gunrunner S&D team. They are 3-1. Obviously it's not as Okay, honestly, at this point, if I try to compliment any team playing UT Dallas on Gunrunner S&D, I should just stop because that was insane. I'm trying to give Rutgers any little bit of hope. I'm trying to be like, all right, they got this. They can play well. This is a map they're good at, and they just get ran over round one.
You're in the middle of saying, Rutgers, they got a chance here, while Cocaine is just going off, getting a 3-piece, and I'm like, Billy, just stop. Watch this UT Dallas team just roll. And like I said, huge round for Rutgers Scarlet. I don't think they can recover from being down 2-0.
All right, I really want to see how UT Dallas handles their offense here. I think they might just be going for a straight A push. No, they're going for B. They're definitely going for B. Oh, they see him. Jordan sees him. They give up first blood.
Big nade.
Oh, but immediately both are traded. The only person down for UT Dallas is Inviage, but you still have Cocaine, you still have Mr. Pistachio, you still have Mr. Pistachio falls, but you have a flank from Fiasco.
Fiasco could have gotten that kill, and he just didn't clean it up, and that might lose him the round.
At this point, Gunrunner really should just renamed Cocaine's Playground. Like, he looks like he plays so fast and just so, like, I can't think of the right word, right? He plays like a madman on this map is all I can really say. I
think cracked is the correct word.
Yeah.
I'm popping off, and we're gonna keep watching. If this is gonna be the show, it's gonna be the Cocaine show, I guess, in map 5. Gunrunner, search and destroy, up 2-0. Up 2-0 for UT Dallas. Rutgers Scarlet, they got to make a comeback going, but I don't have a lot of hope for them.
Cocaine's 4-1, the only player who's really negative for UT Dallas is Mr. Pistachio, and that's Mr. Pistachio. If you're not that worried. Future Orange does get first blood, but he's traded out, as is Cocaine, but Mr. Pistachio, as I was saying, picks up another one. It's a 3v3 with bomb down in favor of Rutgers, but it's still UT Dallas on Gunrunner S&D. Oh no, this is going to end poorly. There's a guy down there. I think he knows it, though. VH has to be very careful here. Oh, check your corners! Oh my god, NVH!
Oh, come on. And the defuse is going down.
Oh.
Pick up that defuse.
What? You can't let that happen. You can't get turned on like that.
Somebody clip that. I know we got a lot of UT Dallas fans.
Oh NVH
is gonna go to bed watching that one on repeat because he just ended that man's career. Oh my goodness.
That was brutal. I was like about to say, you gotta check behind you, and then he gets the kill anyway.
Yeah, he had no business getting that. He had no business getting that, and we're looking at 3-0 UT Dallas up, and I think disrespectful is just the way to describe this play style because they are just flushing up and down the map, and just finding a way to win every round. Here they go. They lose first blood.
Oh, is Yogi gonna? All right, early trades. Oh, okay, just a little bit short in the draw there. But it is a 3v3. Now it's a 2 Dallas, which is what we expect. Like, I feel like when it's an even, like the second I mentioned that it's an even, man count, it instantly goes in favor of UT Dallas, right? Like, it's a 2v2, and I'm half expecting Reckless to die through voodoo magic at this point.
And he does.
What was I saying? All right, now it's down to Protocol and a 1v2. He can get both players, though, here. It's not impossible. Bomb isn't down.
They lined up for Protocol. He could have gotten a round, won his first round there.
Oh, Fiasco. Fiasco's playing a little ambitious here. Yeah, he has to know bomb is down there. I can't see how this ends up working for him.
Fiasco getting a little sneaky. Oh, if he just turned this corner, he could win the round right here.
Be careful of Fiasco. Be careful
if
you can get this.
This is gonna go down.
Ah, just needed to check to his left. Still though, hell of a round. It feels like anytime UT Dallas loses a round on Gunrunner, it's an insanely close round, an insanely fun round. And when they win a round, it's like watching a massacre. So
it's just disrespectful is what it is.
All right.
Oh, I'm still thinking about Inviage turning and
That
burning.
turn on,
Oh
that
no.
that was one of the nastiest turn-ons I've seen in a while.
You know, I think it's I can't remember who he did it to. I don't know if you do either. Whoever it is, they just gotta unplug their Xbox.
Early kills
They
in
gotta pack it
favor
up and
of
go home.
Rutgers here, but Mr. Pistachio trades out protocol. He is traded out eventually though, but it is a 2v3. But it's a 2v3 against UT Dallas.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it is nice to see some life out of Rutgers because we have talked up UT Dallas a lot on this map, for good reason because they're just insane. See, 2v1. It's all down to Quantic. They have a man advantage. I'm trying to give them credit, and they lose all of their advantage in that round. Bombs down. It's all up to Quantic. He's spotted out. It's 4-1.
Oh wow. It is 4-1, and we're looking at the end of the season for Rutgers Scarlet if they can't put something together soon, and if they can't just make some sort of adjustment. We saw them make a really impressive adjustment in map 2 that won them 4 rounds in a row. Or I think 5 rounds in a row to close out the series, but they got to make an adjustment. They got to just, from a strategic standpoint, say this is what we need to be doing, rather than just throwing themselves out there the way they have. And now we're on board with Reckless.
Right.
Reckless still looking for his first kill, sitting at 0-5. Yodi gets another big first blood. Yodi's been fantastic at least getting the first bloods, but there goes Reckless, falling to 0-6.
Oh, okay. If Cocaine had gotten that, I feel like that would have challenged the Inviage turn on for the best of the map.
Wow.
But it's a 2v3. It's a 1v2. Okay. All right. Okay. That was really good for Rutgers. This allows them to reset. It is 4-2, not the end of the world. If they win this, it's a 4-3, and it's a brand new ball game.
Yep. And now we're gonna pay real close attention to whether they're actually countering this UT Dallas aggression, whether they're starting to swing, because we saw in map 2. I gotta call back to it. They seemed like they figured out UT Dallas. They fell behind early, but then they said, "Okay, here's what we're gonna do to beat them." This could be the exact same situation. They could maybe figure out what UT Dallas is doing, and we're on board with Yodi. And if Reckless can just get 1 or 2 kills this round, I think that changes the game too. He's sitting at 0-6, trying not to join the 007.
Try not to be the new next James Bond here.
You see, UT Dallas, they're not aggressive anymore. Taking a little step back and playing this round slow, which they have the luxury to do on.
All right. See, I think Reckless knows where everybody is. He's just worried about taking those fights because he might not win it, right? And that's definitely a real issue that happens when you get to a point you kind of lose confidence in your gun skill, right? He just dies to Cocaine there, so now it's 4v5 with bombs still not down. Oh, Cocaine stayed there for too long. Lou and Yodi picking up the slack for Reckless though.
Yeah. Now, advantage for Rutgers. Will they get rid of this advantage again? Or will they close it out? And
they are keeping it up. It is a 1v4 now.
Wow. They do close out.
Oh, good shots by Fiasco, but not enough. 4-3. This is a great sign for Rutgers.
I'm actually
those first few rounds, it felt like those last few rounds really, or those first few rounds really felt like UT Dallas was just doing the same thing they had done to Mississippi State, or they weren't even in the same stratosphere when it came to talent and knowledge of how to play this map. But now it's a 1-round differential. Rutgers has definitely bounced back. They're playing a lot smarter. But you still have Reckless dropping a 007. Maybe this series or this map goes differently if he played a little bit better. NVH picks up first blood on Yodi.
I'm watching what Reckless does, because if he can actually wake up, this could be everything. Wow.
All right, Reckless has to be careful here. He falls to Putrid Orange. Oh no, it's a 1v4 for Quantic, and I don't think he can do this. Bomb is not going down yet, though.
You're not going to beat UT Dallas and go 0-8.
Ooh, good shots there from Quantic, but oh, he just gets pincered. 5-3.
3 rounds in a row, or your season is over for Rutgers Scarlet. And it hurts to say it, but I think Reckless needs at least 1 or 2 kills in these next 3 rounds.
You have to win now, Cocaine. If you guys end up losing this, You have to win it now. You have to just brutally win this round to justify the body shots, I think.
Here, I'm looking at Cocaine to really come out aggressively, maybe even too aggressively. But I think even on defense, they're just going to come flying at the opponent, try to make this a really quick round. Look at him go, just kind of dropping nades, everything out mid map. Reckless gets on the board.
Two kills in favor of Rutgers early, but Reckless falls to Mr. Pistachio. I do want to see he's still in that green area, but bomb goes down for Rutgers. Still a 3v4, but you still have the Madman Cocaine still, kind of lurking around. You can't really... Oh, he just dies to Yodi, right as I mentioned him. It's the worst caster curse. But now it's a 2v2.
Wow.
Quantic and Lou versus Pistachio and an Envy.
Quantic, this is on you right here.
Oh,
he
good
does.
job, Quantic. Now,
holy moly.
Maybe I was too critical of Rutgers. I take back everything I said before. They were playing much better.
They've made the adjustment. Map 2, they fell behind, but they said, all right, here's what we can do. And I think they're just playing so smart. And it could pay off if they could just win 2 more rounds. This would be an insane upset with what we saw on Gunrunner Hardpoint just an hour ago. And now, Reckless got on the board. This is huge. 2 more rounds for Reckless. If he goes 0-2 or 0-1, just not going to happen. He needs to keep contributing. You can't play 4-on-5, and he dies right off the rip. He gets blooded. I think this could be it. I think this could be the end.
I like this position from Yodi, but... Oh, he gets shot through the smoke pipe! Oh, Envyage is just... For a guy who I felt hadn't been contributing in the respawns, he's been amazing in the S&D. They're just playing him like a fiddle. It's all down to protocol, but he just... and that is all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. UT Dallas is moving on to losers round 3.
Yep.
What a series.
What a
series.
Wonderful series. And I think UT Dallas just really played so well, and I think it came down to that map 3 dominance. The fact that they came back on map 3, they were down by 13 at the half, and they played a flawless second half of domination on map 3. The fact that they were able to win that, I think, is the reason they're still alive in this tournament, and that's why Rutgers Scarlet is going home. I know Inviash, he's going to be watching that turn and burn. He's going to be smiling about it. Everyone on that UT Dallas side, they get 2 big Game 5 wins in a row. They're still alive. That must feel amazing for them. Sorry, Rutgers Scarlet, you're out. I think that's a top 20 placement for them. A disappointing ends to the season for them. Just not the way they wanted. And the tournament started off immediately off on the wrong foot when they got upset in the first round by Louisiana Lafayette. But anything you want to add about what you saw this series?
Cocaine's a madman. I like watching him play Gunrunner is so much fun, right?
Yeah.
He's really watching UT Dallas play Gunrunner is so much fun. Even when they're losing, it is a it comes down to a 1v1 or a 2v1. It doesn't feel like they're ever unprepared. They seem to just know that map better than anybody else.
Yeah, and we are going to be closing out our time here on the Bravo stream. It was a great time. Watched some great matches. Trying to get a quick look at what comes next for this. It's obviously a couple weeks down the road, but what comes next for this UT Dallas team? Since I guess we're in the fan club now for them, they're going to be playing the loser of Penn State White and Humber. So there's a number 3 versus number 9 matchup, Humber and Penn State White. Whoever loses that one, that team's going to be facing off in the losers bracket against UT Dallas, but that's down the road. It was a fantastic time here in the Bravo stream. It was just awesome. Shout out to Switchy. Switchy working hard as our producer.
It's off to our observer, our producer.
I'll let you close out with any last thoughts you have about what we saw today. I guess we are UT Dallas fans now.
I just got to give a shout out to the college COD guys for reaching out to us and asking us to help them cover this. It's been a blast, Michael. Obviously you and I have casted before, doing stuff for Duck TV and UO Esports, but this was so much fun, and I can't thank those guys enough. Hats off to UT Dallas. We got to witness getting swept at the beginning of the day and then winning back-to-back game 5s on Gunrunner and just providing a lot of entertainment and a lot of fun and a lot of excitement. And I can't wait to see how these playoffs end up shaking out, because man, has it been exciting so far.
Yeah, it was awesome. And shout out to UT Dallas. Like I said, the redemption story. They clear all the way back. It was a great time here. And well, that's all we have here on College Cod Bravo. Signing off alongside Billy Spots. I'm Michael Strite, mstrite61. Thanks for tuning in. I really loved everyone that tuned in today. And make sure you tune in May 15th as this tournament continues, as there's about 16 teams remaining, battling it out for the best college COD team in the nation. We saw some awesome COD today, and we're going to continue to see some great matches. That's all we have from this stream. Have a wonderful night, everyone.
The blue tram station is watching everybody cross. 249, 247.
No way!
250.
Let's go! Oh my God! All of these points right now. We find one more. Scarlet! Now they just have to run on in, but MSU will hold on. They reach.
It's just again, we're seeing Ole Miss Red is trying to play aggressive and through the smoke.